Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone who is joining us today. I'm Anna Tavis, academic academic leader in at NYU Human Capital Management Program, and I'm the director of Coaching Innovation Lab at NYU. So we are continuing with our Rethinking Work Series. And it is my very special pleasure to introduce to you today a friend of the program at NYU, as well as the leader in the coaching profession, and we will find out why it is the case. Dr. D. Ivan Young today, joining us to discuss his latest book, um, Leading from the Heart. So welcome, Dr. Ivan, D.
Thank
Ivan.
you.
Thank you. So just a couple of comments on the ground rules of how we run this. First of all, everything is going to be recorded. This webinar is going to be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel, as well as all of the participants, registrants are going to receive a copy of the recording. Um, I would love to hear from you via chat, where you are dialing from. But for the questions that we're going to be addressing at the end of the presentation, please put them in the Q&A tab. I will be going there after my conversation with Dr. D. Ivan here. But let me just, so we're going to see where people are calling from. It's always very interesting to see. But first, let me just, Dr. D. Ivan, take a couple of moments to introduce you. It is a real privilege to have you as a friend of our program here at NYU because you operate on what I call the thin air of high stakes leadership. You work in the area that has very little margin for error because you are working with global organizations, the leadership of global organizations, CEOs, chief financial officers, and as well as in at the top echelon of the medical profession. I remember our conversation here in New York where you shared how you became a consultant and a coach to the top medical professionals in Houston. And, the list of your clients is very long and very impressive. You're also, in terms of the credentials, because I know that we have quite a few people joining who are in a coaching profession. And so what's impressive about you, you are a learner. I'm so impressed that you are certified. You are in the 1%, less than 1% of coaches in the world who are certified both by ICF and the European EMCC, as well as National Board of Health and Wellbeing Coaching. You're a fellow at the Institute of Coaching, a Harvard Medical School affiliate, and your work bridges behavioral neuroscience and what's really rare, operational precision. So I think all of it will come through as we start our discussion about your new book, Leading from the Heart. So challenge us to move beyond the assumptions that we have about leadership. This is the right time for a book like yours. And let's start by, your conversation about what prompted you to write this book.
I want to first say thank you. Um, I want to say Anna, but Dr. Tavis, because that doctorate really embodies who you are. Just it is so nice to be in a space where I can talk with a peer and even a mentor figure like you about what my body of work in this season of culture, domestically and globally, represents. I feel that we're being bombarded every time you look at your phone, there the algorithm is going, hey, let me manipulate you some more. And we don't realize that we are, many of us, I'm not going to say everyone, but many of us, we are either in an ongoing fight or flight state or we're being pulled in and out of one throughout our day. What is going on with that is this inability to have compassion for ourselves, empathy for ourselves. If we don't have that for ourselves, how in the dickens are we going to extend that to others? So we are living, unfortunately, and I'm not just going to limit this to America. It's happening all around the world, but particularly in our home country, the United States, we're being othered and we're not being unified, we're being divided. Well, the real problem is we're divided within ourselves. We're divided within our families. So when I wrote Leading from the Heart, my intention was to reshape how leadership, coaches, and clinicians orient their intention first inward so that externally we can create these intentional, beautiful outcomes rather than have outcomes that are the result of hindsight and happenstance.
In that context, you're offering even a different language to talk about it, kind of extending what we already know as it applies to reality today. And what I mean by that, you noted that emotional intelligence, and we spent at least the last 20 years talking about emotional intelligence as an end in itself. But it sounds to me, based on the book that you wrote, that emotional intelligence is no longer enough. And you talk about ethical intelligence that provides the architecture for action, because it's not enough just to go inside, as you described it, but also then translate it into an ethical action, which will be the real, you create a real impact in the real world. Can you comment a little bit about this kind of shift that needs to occur from EQ to EI, ethical intelligence?
Yes, thank you. That was so well articulated. We have become performative. We think that if we do what the graduate schools teach us, or what we read in even a journal or some very popular publication that has at least an aspect of truth to it, that we're doing enough, when the truth is we're only scratching the surface. We don't understand that we're all human. We are affected by internal bias. We're affected by things that are social and construct. We are also affected by things that are cultural. The only way for us to deconstruct that narrative, and I'm talking about the social and the cultural narrative, is to really take some inventory. What is my origin? And here's why you must do that. And I allude to this early in the book to look at, okay, what generation am I from? I'm a baby boomer. Somebody else is Gen X, Gen Z. That affects how we even perceive communication, let alone how we communicate. Then we have to look at the other factors: gender, nationality, race, even orientation in terms of self-identity. As we look at these things, what comes with them is inherent blind spots. We tend to ignore that. And when we interact with others, it is this distorted lens that causes us to not perceive, but misconceive the environment that we are shaping. I make a statement frequently when I'm lecturing and working with young clinicians and especially executive leaders and global leaders. I say, when you go in the room, Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. Because people, when they engage with you, the first thing that they do is have a physiological reaction. Now, I'm talking about the deeper structures in the brain, the limbic system, the amygdala, and those areas. Now, here's what's happening. All of us want to feel safe. We want to feel special. We want to feel secure and valued. All of us. I don't care what you are, how old you are, where you're from. That's at the core of being human. Now, here's our dilemma. When someone approaches us, they scan for threats in the environment. Now, human beings have been hardwired that way since we were writing on cave walls. We are affected by pitch, tone, and inflection and how you communicate. But the first language that we really speak after pitch, tone, and inflection is the language of facial expressions. Your dog, a baby, they have a couple of things in common. They can understand quickly, even if they don't speak your language or have cognition at a level where they can interpret your words, but those facial expressions and that pitch tone and inflection immediately either is going to soothe or trigger us, right? Now, here's where I'm going with this. We cannot communicate with the other person when they are in fight or flight mode. Often we associate fight or flight mode with a threat. Well, we live in 2026. The threat is no longer a saber-toothed tiger or a bear or someone wanting to take your food and your resources. The threat is a name attached to an email. The threat is a text message from the right or wrong person, right? The threat is a thought that you're revisiting from some previous trauma, shame, disappointment in your life. Now, when you got two people doing that, that is the equivalent of me putting a blindfold on two people and telling them to quickly pass each other a butcher knife, right? So, as leaders, as clinicians, and as coaches, we have to disarm that so that we can communicate. But in order to disarm that, we must first understand, how am I being triggered? What unmet need do I have? And what is shaping my perception of other people? Once we unearth that, then we have an opportunity to get to the destination. I'll put it this and I'll shut up. I'm old enough, some of you guys aren't old enough to remember this, but when they first came out with the global positioning system, a GPS, you call it Waze, right? And you call it Google Maps. But when that first came out, in order to have it work properly, the first thing you put in was your address. Well, and the reason for that is when it used altitude, latitude, and longitude to get you to the destination address, it needed to know where you're coming from. So my suggestion is you need to know where you're coming from before you can really get to the destination you want to reach in a relationship, in communication, or even just creating an intentional outcome.
Yeah, no, that definitely illustrates that. And where does the ethics come in? Again, I'm intrigued by this concept of ethical intelligence.
Yeah.
So, how do we progress where from emotional intelligence, which is understanding emotions, understanding your biases, et cetera, to acting ethically?
That's a great question. Ethics, and I'm going to step away from the dictionary and get into practicality like
Hmm.
I teach in my lectures. Ethics usually is a set of standards that brings and protects the best in terms of goodwill and intention toward others. And ethics is a framework that will protect best practices and integrity in how we engage in an environment and with others, right? So when we start thinking about ethical intelligence, we have to ask ourselves, Am I communicating with you to use Marshall Rosenberg's language in a nonviolent way? And I don't mean physical violence, but am I really keeping the purpose of us being in each other's presence above what I want to get out of it personally? In other words, that's one form, one ethical thing that must be considered. Another one is, am I honoring my own core values and how I show up? And am I permeable to hearing yours and honoring them too? Because we cannot have true collaboration until we can stop othering people and accept that our difference is our strength, not our weakness. So when we start talking about ethical intelligence, what we're doing is we're raising the bar for how we are going to contribute to not only what we're creating in terms of ambience and connectivity, but even in character, so that we honor the best version of what is humanity and what is self.
Yeah. Continuing along these lines, you talk about vulnerability, right? You talk about leading from the heart. In fact, that's the title of your book. For anyone in the position of a CEO, an elite corporate athlete, leading from the heart might sound like a risk to their security, to their status. How do you approach, how do you convince? And I think we have that challenge now very clearly every day. How do you convince these high achievers, people in positions of high responsibility, that character and heart are actually their greatest competitive advantage?
Well, I want to hit that from two different places. The first place is the most courageous thing that you can do is be yourself. I remember a quote from Marilyn Monroe. She said, if you cannot accept me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. And I believe that she was right. There is a thing that I label weaponized empathy.
Mm-hmm.
And people interpret empathy as a pious, benevolent trait, right? But the truth is, it is a skill and a very lethal one at that. When we look at intelligence officers and agents that work for intelligence agencies, MI5, the CIA, their greatest weapon is not the gun. It is not a physical skill of combat. It is to arrest one's mind, right? And get you to think it was your idea and carry out something that you don't even know that they intended for you to do. So weaponized empathy, we often see this with politicians or with people that are selling products to us. They speak to something where you feel othered, where you feel vulnerable, where there's an unmet need, and they use language to tap into that to make you feel like, hey, I see you, I got you, I understand you. As a matter of fact, if you do what I'm suggesting, if you on board with my beliefs and my vision, I'm going to make sure you're okay. Well, that's weaponized empathy being used in a malfeasant, malicious way. But we can weaponize empathy for the positive. And the way that we first do that is we have to understand that the person sitting in front of you is not what you see. They're way deeper than that, just like you're way deeper than that. We must start to unpack and as a leader, self. That's why I said it starts introspectively, where we look at things and think about what am I needing right now? What are my blind spots? I have a very brilliant client who's a female leader in a global company that's a multi-billion dollar company. And we have the most wonderful conversations, but it happens because there's a vulnerability there. And she's able to, I've been very effective, and I'm grateful that I know how to create a safe space where people, when they engage with me, they know it's confidential. They know there is no judgment. They know there is 100% acceptance. Now, just because I can align myself with you and identify what you're saying, that doesn't mean I need to endorse it, but I can honor it, right? That and as a leader, we must remove ourselves from being performative and be people-centered more than profit-centered. The other thing is you must be intentional. I mentioned earlier this thing about the thermostat versus the thermometer. When the thermostat regulates the temperature, and I'll use an analogy to say frequencies. Let's say a lower frequency is representative of apathy and anger and anxiety, and our highest frequency is clarity, right? Well, we don't want to come down to here, and we can't drag people to here, but we have to meet each other where the person is now as a leader. That means that sometimes you must abandon the dominion you have over someone and put collaboration as a priority, not supervision or regulation. Another thing you have to do as a leader is not wait to talk, but be willing to truly listen because you can hear people all day, but listening is a skill. And listening is also the quickest path toward arresting what I call limbic hijacking or amygdala hijacking, because until that person feels safe and secure with you, this is off. If you could imagine this, you take this big security guard, which is your limbic system, and your amygdala, and it grabs the CEO, parts them off, and puts them in a safe room where nothing can get in, nothing can get out. Well, that's exactly what's happening. So when, as a leader, you decide that my employee is already nervous. They're talking to the boss. They're talking to someone that maybe if they share information with you that you don't like, they in the back of their head are saying, this is going to cost me my job. Or, okay, I know I won't get that promotion if I tell them the truth. So when we look at these scenarios, we ask leadership, we ask clinicians and coaches, are you willing to step outside of your credentials, to step outside of your role, and to meet this person where they are? Now, here's how empathy works. Sympathy is you stand on side of the water looking at someone saying, oh, you poor thing, you're drowning. Mm, I hate that for you. But see, real empathy is when you see someone in that water and you have already decided, you know what? I have on my suit, I have on my red bottom shoes, but I'm willing to get wet to come meet you where you are. And I'm not willing to drown with you, but I'm willing to come meet you where you are and support you to the extent that I can so we can move forward. And now here's the science and the neuroscience of that. As a leader, when you become vulnerable, when you become more authentic, and I'll just say it in the country Texas way, get off your high horse, you are actually using neurochemistry and science to your advantage because mirror neurons now, if you smile, they smile back. If you lower your tone, they may not lower theirs at first, but it will come down in a short period of time. And you're stimulating oxytocin, you're stimulating serotonin and endorphins. And when you do that, now the brain or the security guard, as I described earlier, feels appeased because he's not reacting to that shadow over there and that sound over there. And now the CEO can come forth because the security guard can go sit down. And that's when the best part of you, that's when the prefrontal cortex and the insula and the anterior cingulate gyrus, all of those things come alive. And now we can be collaborative, we can be imaginative, we can be innovative, we can be intentional. But more than anything else, we can operate with true clarity.
Yes, and I think that theme of clarity really comes across very prominently in your book. And you actually talk about clarity, that not being a luxury, but being a responsibility of the leadership. And so how can a leader distinguish between this intuition, the heart, and the cognitive noise or moral drift that
Mhm.
often occurs under extreme pressure? And especially now, we can see that moral clarity oftentimes is not is not visible in some of our leaders today. So, what is your practical recommendations to leaders to make that distinction and act in the spirit of that ethical intelligence that you describe in your book?
Well, in real time, again, we cannot externalize anything that we have not internalized. As a leader, before you engage with someone, before you engage with yourself, stop and let's stop the pituitary gland from sending out norepinephrine and cortisol. Let's just stop for a second and take a breath. There's a lot of conversation around mindfulness, and it is a science, and there's a way to get there. So I'm going to give you some shortcuts. The first thing is to cut off your phone, be quiet, and be still. Next thing, get out of your physiological stuff. I said earlier, we read threats in the environment so quick. So before we engage with our teams or even with ourselves, we must accept that the brain and the mind are different things. The brain is just doing what it's supposed to do. It's trying to keep you alive. It's trying to protect you. But we have to get the brain under control so that the mind can do what it does, right? And to do that, first we sit and you can take just, you don't need to be like this and going, but just sit and take 3 or 4 breaths. Sometimes it's a very good idea if you're afforded the opportunity to go get some fresh air. And I'm not talking about an hour-long walk, just 5 minutes. Go grab a coffee or just pick one thing in nature that's just existing the way it's supposed to. It could be a bird, it could be a child playing, it could be a dog. And, or if you can't do that, go to the stairwell in your building and just be quiet and be still. Get away from everybody. Now, here's the secret sauce to this. You've got that meeting with an employee, you got this thing with a team, you got to step in and you're about to litigate a case or you're about to scrub in and put a scalpel in your hand. Whatever it is you're doing, it's game time, and if you don't do this, you're not going to get a contract next year. Well, the first step is to ask yourself, what do I need from you right now? And to write it down sometimes. That when we get it out of our heads, it's a very powerful thing when we label what is going on with us. Another thing, when we are working with others in a group, allow them to let it out. And you could say, look, we don't have a lot of time, but could you just take 2 minutes or even a minute and just tell me what's right here for you? And when that person tells you, I'm gonna give you the neuroscience again. They're decompressing after you hear what they say. You reflect it back, and it can be very simple. You can just say, I heard you say, or here's what I'm understanding from what you said. Now what you're doing is you're taking them out of this limbic hijack and getting this thing online. Now it's coming online. And then after that happens, the next thing, and this is also ethical because you're respecting this person as a human being and you're showing you are safe with me when you carry this out. Next thing that you do is say, okay, I heard what you said. I'm going to share. Don't sometimes ask for permission if you're a clinician and practice or coaching. Say, well, may I have your permission? But if this is in a business environment and you are the person that's, the superior, you can say, so may I'm going to articulate my side of this or the company's perspective. And after that, here's the most beautiful thing. You can say, All right, so I understood what you said. Could you repeat back to me what you heard from me? I just want to make sure we're both, calling an orange. So how can you and I move forward so that we can accomplish blank? And as a leader, that is critical. And here's why a lot of leaders can't do it. Many of us are still managing with outdated methodologies and modalities. Many of us have been doing something so long that, especially if you're a sensing personality type, you really are more resistant to change. For those of us who are highly introverted, you're having conversations more with yourself than you are others. So you're reinforcing narratives rather than having a contrasting element to question them. If you're an extrovert, you probably are waiting to talk, which means that you're not really listening and making yourself available enough to scan and pay attention to the room. So, as a leader, the one of the greatest qualities you can have is humility, gratitude, and reverence for the people that are placed in your path, that are under your care, so that you can engage with them in an authentic, meaningful way.
Yes, thank you very much. They're very profound, but let me challenge you on exactly these topics. As you know, one of my areas of interest and focus is how technology is reshaping the landscape of human interactions and specifically coaching. As you know, we have a conference in June that is addressing exactly the same issues. So I know you've given a lot of thought to it. How does the philosophy of and the science of leading from the heart stays relevant as we move into the increasingly automated and AI-driven landscape?
Well, I remember one thing you said, and if you guys look up a conversation with Anna and I in New York, we were talking about this, and Anna made this wonderful reference where they were using AI with physicians and assessing how the physician interacted with a patient. And often the AI would indicate that they missed some opportunities in terms of compassion, communication, being collaborative, and what have you. Well, and I have developed a tech company called Young Ethical Intelligence, and our first rollout is a product that we call Uriel. I looked at this deep, and you have a lot of things to concern with. One, you have data security because you're taking, especially if your AI is something like coaching, medical, clinical in any way, and even legal, right? There is something where ethics has to be at the foundation of that. And you have to look at, okay, how can the AI interact with this individual and have their interests at heart and not just be bot-like, not be mechanistic and templative. And I think I know when we were creating Uriel, one of the things that I was very concerned about was psychological safety and hallucination with
Mhm.
AI, right? So and we've gone to a deep, deep, deep dive into, okay, when the user gives the input, how does the LLM work? What kind of browser agents, what kind of access is it going to have to a greater resource so that it can interpret and respond appropriately? So a couple of things we must be concerned about with AI is as we create it, understanding its power. And understanding that, with ChatGPT, Gemini, just to name a couple, most of the interactions on there are asking about personal things and asking advice about, what should I do? How should I interpret this? Well, here's the problem. Those things don't know a doggone thing about you, and they can hallucinate. The other thing is the disclaimer is not going to save you when because the disclaimer said, hey, Google chat, we can hallucinate. The information could be wrong. Well, here's the truth. It is wrong about 25% of the time. So we have to ask as a culture, as clinicians, and even as data scientists and stack developers, what am I creating? What kind of guardrails am I putting around it? How am I assessing and putting to governance around what we're doing? Do I have a committee? Do I have people on staff? And if we're reviewing these things, how do we make the course corrections? Another thing, where are the off ramps so that the AI doesn't go off? And it could be the user, where the user inappropriately uses AI for some selfish gain or to manipulate someone. And again, this goes back into, HIPAA, all these data protections. I know our product is global, so I have to look country to country because and in the Middle East and Saudi and Bahrain, they have some stringent laws about data security. And so does the UK. The United States has HIPAA and some other things. So we have to ask the question, not only can we build it, but should we build it? And if we build it, how will we build it? What are the guardrails we're going to put around it? And what happens and how do we manage it when it goes wrong? Because as you know, in industry in America and in most other countries, I'm not going to just say America, rather than confess that we made a mistake and this thing malfunctioned, we cover it up. And I believe it's the secrecy, the lack of disclosure, and the lack of permeability that's going to be the real thing we must be scared of because AI is like a gun. It depends on whose hands you put it in, their training, and their understanding of consequences when they have control of it.
Yes. And so it's really remarkable that technology is becoming so much an extension of your ethics, of your intelligence, overall human intelligence, emotional intelligence, and that's what's unique about this particular technology. So I hope that you will join us again at the conference to discuss this. The final, my question, we do have a few questions coming in from the audience, but at the very end, I want to ask you about the methodology that you use. You describe it as surgically dismantling distortions. And
Yeah.
so, what is one practical advice, reality check from the book or your own thinking that we here, our audience, ourselves, can apply today to reclaim that human agency in, how we act, how we lead, how we use technology in our everyday life and work?
Yeah. Well, one thing, don't become too reliant on the technology. Use it as an attribute, not as part of your core identity. I think that is very much, they have plagiarism rules at any university. We have traffic lights and stop signs, and typically the traffic light was put there, the stop sign was put there because there's a history of something unfavorable happening, or there's a history of something unfavorable happening given this set of circumstances. So the first thing, let's be mindful of self. Let's really stop and think about the things that offend us, because if it offends us, we probably have our own version of it that offends others. Another thing to consider is just because you can, it doesn't mean you should. We should use discrimination in a healthy way rather than rooted in bias, racially, gender, sex, politically, whatever. now is a time and a season in our evolution where we have more access to information than ever before in the history of mankind. So why don't we do a little bit of research before we do a lot of reacting? It's a good idea to, if we look at how we're made, we were given two ears, two eyes, but we're only given one mouth. I always interpret that to mean that you should listen and look twice as much as you talk. Because being intentional and operating out of foresight instead of hindsight is the source material for intentional outcomes. But when we don't question things, when we're scared of the null hypothesis, now we can't evolve as an individual, and we sure the hell can't evolve as an institution. And I think it's a good idea now to start questioning first internally, how am I using this technology? What is my intention? How much of this am I using in order to avoid doing some meaningful and deep work on myself? Because no matter where you are, what you do, at the end of the day, you're working with people. And human capital is often dismissed as something on a balance sheet, but human beings can't be dismissed, especially when they're in front of you. And I think it's very important that we now measure twice and cut once, take a step back, and use this technology in a responsible way so that we can have the technology be under our control. Because if we don't, pretty soon that technology is going to control us.
Yes, that's very true. I now want to go to the audience questions. Looking at the list of people who joined us today, I think the majority are in the coaching profession, one way or the other, in organizations on their own or getting certifications. So, really interesting question from Barbara Lopez here. What is the key difference between coaches that lead with the heart and those that don't?
Oh, thank you for that question. When first, I don't want to make this come across as judgmental or condescending, but a lot of coaching programs, they teach methodology and they teach motivational interviewing and appreciative inquiry and they teach the trans-theoretical model of change and the ORs and all this stuff. But here's what they don't connect it to. They don't connect it to why does this ICF competency matter? And what's the cause and effect? What is the why behind what I've learned? So the failure in that, I'm going to fault some coaching schools and even the best ones fail to actually coach, educate coaches about the why and what is the connection to first neuroscience, ethics, and competencies according to the ICF or EMCC. Now, the difference in the coaches is I'll say it humbly. I believe it's intention. I also believe it's a matter of education and training. Right now, I'm taking a course at Harvard that I could teach, but I'm taking it because I want to see what is the unexplored territory. Because if I don't learn but one new thing out of it, that one new thing elevates my awareness and competence to an entirely new level, and it empowers me to help my clients. So here's what I'm going to give you as some benchmarks. First, be more concerned by being effective than being viewed as being smart. Or if you don't look at the letters behind your name, look at the effect you're having on your clients. Another thing, it's okay to get help. before you go into a session, especially with someone that's challenging, all good coaches have mentors, and it's okay to continue your education every Wednesday. I do a free, I'm not getting paid for it, masterclass every Wednesday. And people have asked me, Dr. Young, you could be making a lot of money for doing this. Why are you doing it? And I said, it is my contribution to the profession. I want coaches to have a much higher capacity, but I also want them to have compassion. And I want them to have empathy and to understand that we have a code of ethics and we have competencies and best practices. And there's a way to do that seamlessly when your heart is in the right place. So the other difference is, as a coach, having your heart in the right place. If you're much more concerned about profit than people, this is not a profession that you should go in. If you elevate your gifts and your competencies, the money comes. The last thing I will say is that make sure that you really practice listening. Really competent, people-centered coaches understand the power of silence. They understand the power that comes from creating a safe and secure space with the client, because the last two competencies in the ICF model is evoking awareness and facilitating growth. That cannot happen unless you listen assertively. That cannot happen if you don't have coaching presence. So, and that can't happen if you don't create a time for you to ground and center yourself before the client even comes in. So, if you want to move from being a transactional coach to being a transformational coach, then these are some benchmarks that you must adhere to.
Wonderful. And we're at the end of our session with you, Dr. D. Ivan. And just one last question. And Maria actually is asking about your masterclass, but I will ask a broader question about how can people access your materials, your mentoring. There are some questions that are really good questions here, but we didn't have the time to answer. In other words, how can people be in touch with you?
Okay, first thing is you can just Google my name, Dr. D, the letter D, Yvonne. It's not Divon, it's the initial D. And then Yvonne is spelled just like Ivan. Young, and you could just Google me. I'm an ICF Business Solutions partner, so I have a coach credentialing program and a mentoring program. You can easily find that on the Dr. D. Von Young website. The class is free. So if you even just sign up to get information about either of those programs, you'll be invited to that master class. The other option is simple. I think they put my information for LinkedIn in the chat. Just reach out to me on LinkedIn and say, hey, Doc, I don't have the budget for it, but I do want to attend your class. Well, welcome, because my greatest joy is seeing someone that wants to do the right thing for the right reasons. And in order to get where Anna is and where I am, we worked our butts off. We are constantly learning and we humble ourselves, especially when it comes to listening and being permeable to be able to learn something new. So you can do that. And I guess last but not least, you can just type in my name and Simon and Schuster, pre-order the book. It goes to print, I think, about 45 days, but it's selling rapidly. So I would definitely offer to you to get a pre-order in it. And I'm going to be doing a lot of media. So if I'm in your part of the country, please come out and let's say hello.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And this was an incredible presentation, and we have a lot of flying hearts here and applause, and I see the comments here from our participants. And at the end of this all, we just want to give you a heads up on the upcoming Rethinking Work Series, which we are going to continue to explore these topics in different iterations from different authors and founders So please stay in touch. You will be getting our communications. And as I said, if you want to listen again to this conversation, it will be shortly posted on our YouTube session. And definitely join us in June for the Coaching and Technology Summit. And we're hoping that Dr. D. Yvonne Young is going to be there as well, where you can shake his hand and meet him in person. Thank you all very much. We'll be in touch soon. Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye bye.